I'm Annemarie Browne. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Lotto. So I run the product, digital and the brand and communications teams. I think I'm very, very lucky. I have to say it's probably the best job in the world. It's really interesting at Lotto. The reality is that we're always on. There is a draw every Wednesday and every Saturday, and it doesn't matter whether there's a holiday, we're going to keep giving out, the jackpots. And then at the same time, of course, we're trying to do transformation work and brand and creative work. So we have a lot of different streams that are happening, and I think the team need to have a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and we're really lucky that we've got great people across all these areas. But at the same time, we're actually a relatively small company. We've only got 180 people at Lotto. So we do work very closely together, and actually NICE kind of allows us to be a little bit more nimble and move a bit quicker. So yeah. I did my Bachelor of Commerce at Auckland University. At the time, marketing was sort of relatively new. It shows how old I am. I think we actually called it Management Studies, but it was, it was pretty good fun. Then I suppose later in life, I've kind of done leadership courses at Melbourne Business School. I also read a lot, really interested in anything new creative, no matter what sector it's from. So we try really hard as a team to get out and look at lots of new material, music, colours, all the sort of different things that are going on in the creative world. And then of course technology is just, we're forever learning. There is just always so much happening on that side of the business and product. So not enough time really. Yeah, I really think for me coming out of school, we were just incredibly naive. Didn't even really know what existed in the business world. So BCom was kind of what we did, and we kind of got through that. And of course, like most Kiwis, I headed off to do my OE, ended up in Australia and then in London, and fell into the television industry, particularly for my first kind of 5 years actually in commercial sales. And I'd done a marketing degree, and then at TV3 I got the opportunity to run the marketing department there, and absolutely just loved it, so never looked back. But yeah, it did take me a while, and took me a while to even really understand what it was. And of course within a TV network you have a massive creative team, you're making shows, so it was just an awesome industry to be in, and just never looked back. I was thinking about this, and to be honest, someone did give me some advice, and it was in my very first job in Sydney. I was a product manager in a textile company, and real baby. And my boss said to me, Annemarie, sweat the big stuff. And I've always kept that in my mind. And when times are being super stressful, and when everyone's running around trying to get everything done, I always try and think, gosh, okay, sweat the big stuff. And I think it really helps you to prioritise, help you to think what's important. Also helps you when you make a mistake, and inevitably in your career you will make many mistakes, to kind of go, did that really matter? Or, will we get over that and just move on? So yeah, I kind of feel lucky that he told me that, when I was super young. Definitely always stuck in my mind. Oh, absolutely. I think, when I was having my children, it was at a time when having children, basically you were told not to let them interfere with your work. So it was pretty difficult. And when I look back now, I kind of feel that, it was really quite tough. The compromise that we had to make, really hard to get there for school, get for pickups, manage 6 kids. And I was very lucky my mother looked after my kids full time when I was at work. But I feel so glad the world has changed. I think my kids have survived. They're both in their 20s now and kind of doing okay. But I look at the mums now and I'm just so pleased that the world has changed, and that we put families first. And I love working at Lotto where we always put family first, so yeah. You know what, I mean, at Lotto, and I think a lot of people, in the past haven't really known this, but our purpose is to maximise funds for communities while minimising harm. I think we've always talked a lot about maximising the funds for communities, but we've never really talked a lot about minimising harm. So a couple of years ago, we've created a whole program. The program is called Play Smart, and the Play a Little Dream a Lot is just the communications positioning for that program. What we know is that if we can get people to play in a positive way, to play a little every so often, a lot of people, then we will achieve that objective of maximising our return to community without doing harm. So we are early days, but we think it's a really nice position for us to start to empower players, Lotto players, to be more informed, understand the odds, understand how the games are played, and then when they're deciding to purchase a ticket, they'll make an informed decision that hopefully will be good for them and good for their families. So yeah, we're pretty excited about the brand, and I think you'll see a lot more of it over the next couple of years. God, it just has to be social media. It's just a behemoth. I mean, isn't it funny, as soon as you put a toe in the water, you find inevitably in 5 minutes you have a whole team working on it. It's a sort of beast that you can never, ever get on top of. We've been looking at a whole lot of stuff in the metaverse, and it just freaks me out completely that this is not the whole massive area that we're going to have to manage. But it's, yeah, I think there's some really good things out of it. I think there's also some not so good things out of it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it kind of balances out in the next few years. Yeah, it's been a massive change though, and to have something that is so real time and has enabled consumers or just the public to comment in a stream of consciousness, it's pretty unique and pretty hard to manage. So yeah, I think that's just blown everything apart. Oh, look, without a doubt, there's nothing more exciting than seeing someone who has just won the jackpot come in with their family or their friends. We do so much work around imagining, and then when someone actually gets to fulfill that dream, it's just incredible. And New Zealanders are generally such generous people, pretty humble, and inevitably they just want to help their family or friends. So often they will just be looking to do something really small, and you're thinking, wow, you've just won $10 million. But it's just so awesome to see the excitement and to see that actually it can really transform people's lives and the people around them. So that's pretty cool. I know I'm only allowed one, but the second best day is really when we're working with our recipients. So doing a campaign to profile someone like Starjam. Once again, incredibly humbling because they are generally volunteers. They work so hard, and the fact that we can support them to raise the profile of the organisation to hopefully get more volunteers or more funding is awesome. So yeah, makes you feel good about coming to work. For me, I think the most important thing is that wherever you work, you are going to spend an enormous amount of time of part of your life in that environment. So this is what I say to my kids: do something you love and work with people that you want to see every day. Be yourself. That's my advice. You see people go into careers that they're not interested in. Don't follow the money. It will never bring you joy. So yeah, I think be yourself, understand what's true to you, and then hopefully you'll work in an environment where actually doesn't even feel like work. It's actually a pleasure to go every day.